Ever so often, we always think about how great life will be when we retire, not needing to go to work or the office, not bounded by a boss, being able to pursue our passions, travel the world, and meet up with friends. And this gave birth to the term FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. There is also another modification of the term, which is FITR, which stands for Financial Independence Time Reach. So this is another pretty cool concept, but let's focus on today's topic, which is FIRE. With this FIRE concept, many of us, including myself, we are motivated to retire by maybe 30 years old, 40 or even 50 years old, which is considered early, accounting that the retirement age in Singapore has been raised and will be raised every single year. And right now, the retirement age in Singapore is 63 years old, which is pretty close to the end of time for most of us. But always remember that this age is just a guideline and we can retire anytime we want as long as we have the means to do so, and this is where FIRE comes into play. So FIRE comes in two parts. FI, which is financial independence, refers to getting a source or multiple sources of income where we no longer depend on others for an income. So if you do have a solid portfolio of dividend stocks that pays you a sizable income every month or every period, you can consider yourself financially independent if your dividends do cover a certain cost in your life. The second part here is RE, which is retiring early or retire early. So this part is a little bit more tricky, and we have talked about it in a previous video about the pros and cons of retiring early. And for most of us in Singapore, 63 years old is the retirement age, but retiring anytime before that can be considered early retirement, which is a great plus point for us. And let's be real, to retire in Singapore isn't the cheapest thing to do, and most of us might not even retire, which is sadly the hard truth in life, unless we are willing to make some sacrifices to do additional work so we're able to enjoy our golden years. But luckily for us, there are 4 types of FIRE that we can talk about, and for us there is no right or wrong or best type of option for this kind of FIRE. So the average FIRE number, or the amount of money to have to attain FIREhood, is a sum of money that ranges between 25 to 35 times of your annual expenses. So this number will vary from individual to individual depending on our lifestyles, what we can live without, and what our personalities are like. So the first type of FIRE is lean FIRE. So if you're an extremely modest and a minimalist and you lead kind of lifestyle like that, where you have to save 25 times of your annual spending and live on a very lean budget. So like the name suggests, this might mean spending as little as possible but still being contented with what you have in life. The second type of FIRE is fat FIRE. So this is the type of FIRE that everybody wants because we're able to live a comfortable lifestyle and enjoy the finer things in life. But the caveat for this kind of FIRE is that you have to earn a high income and save and invest your money aggressively to achieve the huge pot of wealth that will allow you to maintain that comfortable lifestyle. And then we have coast FIRE, where individuals rely on their investments to pay their retirement expenses. So this can be through bond coupons, dividend payouts, which can be compounded over time to amass wealth, which then covers their expenses during retirement. But the caveat to this FIRE is to start investing as early as possible so your money does the heavy lifting of compounding for you. So these 3 types of FIRE might be pretty out of reach for us because there is some form of high investment required or high income to support the investment, which ultimately makes things a lot easier for us when we retire. But there's a 4th type of FIRE which I think is pretty doable for an average salaryman who is working an average job, which is Barista FIRE. So Barista FIRE isn't a full retirement per se, but you still do get to enjoy quite a bit of things in life. So when you reach the FIRE number, which is 25 to 35 times of your annual spending, you have the option of not working and living on a small budget. Or you could choose to work part-time or in a job that you like and it covers you with healthcare insurance, paid leave, and other benefits depending on the industry. But think about it this way, if you're working in a job that you enjoy and you're constantly investing and sticking to your investment plans, it's a high probability that you'll be able to achieve Barista FIRE even without knowing it. And on top of that, if you do have some side hustles, this might even bump your wealth up even more, which can one day bring you into Fat FIRE. So attaining FIRE sounds really exciting and might be something that motivates you. But on the flip side, the sad truth for us is that we might not be able to attain FIREhood because there will be drastic changes that we need to make in our current lifestyle as an average Singaporean. To attain FIRE, the magic number here is 25 to 35 times of your annual spending, which to an average salaried person is highly unlikely that it will happen. But just because it's highly unlikely to happen, we shouldn't discount the fact that we can still achieve Barista FIRE. and don't let the huge number discourage you from trying to reach some of your goals. To achieve the 25 to 35 times annual spending, we probably cannot use the 50-30-20 rule unless we are earning a ton of money. The other option here is to make some changes in our lifestyle so we are able to save more money, which can ultimately help us reach the goal that we want. So some lifestyle changes can include things like eating out less, packing lunch to work, going for free activities like walk on the beach instead of shopping trips, holiday to closer countries in the Southeast Asia region instead of expensive places like the US or the UK. So some of us might be okay with this and some of us will not. And the other possibility or potential change that we might have to do is to give up on having kids, because raising a kid in Singapore can be really costly. So raising a kid in Singapore until they're 18 years old will cost an average of 200,000, which includes your insurance, your hospital bills, your leisure classes, your activities, and holidays. So this might seem like a huge hole in your bank, but for different people, they have different opinions about having kids. Which brings us to which FIRE is suitable for us. So in my unprofessional and irrelevant opinion, I think most average Singaporean will be able to achieve Barista FIRE with some minor changes to their lifestyle that will not be very detrimental. We just need to work out a financial plan and stick to it and ensure that we are on track to our goals. However, if you're looking to get Fat FIRE or Coast FIRE, you need to have some windfall of some sort, which can help you push yourself upwards. But depending on windfalls, it's like trying to strike the lottery that many of us might not experience in our lifetime. But there will be some of us who might not even want to attain firehood, and that is perfectly fine. Because at the end of the day, as long as we live a fulfilling life with people that we love, that is what matters the most. And with that, I hope you hit the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't. As always, stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you in the next one.